everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Lady of the Throne, where God dwells within me as me, and I'm here to talk to you all about some things that are going to be very enlightening for a lot of people, and I appreciate you in advance for listening. So these are just like special, every once in a while I will speak about certain things. It just has to come up. And right now, there is a need to channel and provide spiritual guidance and messages from Goddess Isis. So these are going to be words of the Goddess. So before I start, I want to tell you guys how important it is right now in this time in the world, and how things are shifting and how things are moving. It's very essential at this time that you guys pray, that you keep God in your life, that you follow the guidance that you're receiving, and that you listen with an open heart and an open mind. It's very essential right now that you do the right things and that you actually believe not only in God, but you believe in the beings that are here on earth that are a part of God. A lot of people can become really specific when they say certain things, while being really degrading and disgraceful in the same way. You can praise God, but you also have to respect, honor, and appreciate God's family. God is not alone, just like God's family members are not alone. There's multiple people, or should I say, angelic beings that are here to help you. And meeting someone in human form that represents God is a blessing. It is something that you're supposed to appreciate, that those moments, those days, those times. So in reality, when you send your prayers up, you're not only praying to God, you're also praying to the family, the kingdom of heaven. When you say angels, that's multiple, that's God's army. Okay? So don't forget that there is a team, and the team that you may have wanted God's family to join, it wasn't meant to be, because there's already a team for us. And as God's team, we already chose it before your eyes could see. So I just want to say that before we get started. Give me 1 second, guys, and I'm going to continue this. Just one moment. So now to begin the messages for the day, I have a few talking points, major points that I would like to discuss. You guys have to get familiar with the terminology that I learned from a famous YouTuber. His name's Trend Genius. And I used to watch his videos like probably 3 years ago. But he came up, I think he created this, I'm not sure, but he uses this word called Decepticon. And I think that that's a perfect word to start with today. So thank you, Trent. Decepticon is a word that can be used to describe any of the following: demonic souls, devil worshippers, envious and hateful people, blamers, people that blame you for no reason for things that you have nothing to do with, and manipulators, master manipulators. All of those people, your haters, the jealous ones, fall under the umbrella of a Decepticon. These are people who will be con artists. These are people who will deceive the masses. They will deceive a lot of people about the chosen. You see, what I've been trying to explain for a while now, and I know that I have to grow some kind of patience from somewhere with the ways of the world right now. Because I understand, I overstand everything. So being that I do, I know that people are falling into that category, especially in this day and age, due to a lack of knowledge, a lack of wisdom, as well as other Decepticons that have committed energy transfers. If you're new to this, you may wonder, what is an energy transfer? That is the most realest thing happening in the world right now. It is not about words per se, what you can say or shout at another person when you're upset. It's not really about what you have done to a person that you don't like. Energy transfer is when a person is already possessed with demons inside of them. Not all the time can you tell the difference between a Decepticon and a normal person. If you don't have the spiritual eyes to see, or the spiritual mind to know, or the spiritual senses to tap in, you will not be able to identify this. Only chosen people will be able to identify this. An energy transfer is when someone who is possessed by a demon comes into your vicinity. These are people that you should not allow to touch you. You should not allow them around you. You should not really talk to them too much. You should not really listen too much. Because a lot of religious people put down spirituality because they don't understand the religion that they practice. You can quote the Bible from the front of it to the back of it and still not make sense. Because when it comes to your real life test, you'll always fail it if you are proud about the knowledge that you have in the face of the Creator. A lot of people will come to me and a lot of people will say a lot of things. And you know, when they say you make plans and God laughs, I deal with that on a daily. I laugh a lot. Because it is them being boastful about the truths that they do not know. Because I've seen the same individuals be out in the world and make those mistakes right in front of me. It's because you don't have the gift, which produces the envy toward the chosen, because the chosen has the gift. But what do you do when there is an archangel standing right in front of you? A lot of people still test, because those people are already under the influence of Satan. And because their job is to constantly attack and go against anything of the light, anything of God, anything you say Satan's favorite thing to do, if you are a Bible reader, favorite thing to do is twist words, create illusions, produce fairy tales, to not be honest, to lie, to steal, to kill, to cheat, to do everything, to change and flip everything to bad. That's Satan's job. So if you are a Decepticon, you're working for him, and the chosen can see you as such. We have the eyes to see you for exactly what you are. And we know there's no need to go so far with the messages because the truth lives within. The ones who are deciding now in this day to be your friends, to be your close family, to love you, to honor you, to respect you, to praise you, to give you credit, those are the ones who's opened their eyes and they're awakened and they're getting away from the grip of Satan, the stronghold of Satan. The ones who are breaking free from it, those are the ones who are going to be the closest to you. Okay? If there's people that are always negative, and every time you talk to them, they're always negative towards you, they're always cackling about something. One thing that demons do, they like to manipulate, tease, bully. They like to lie, make games, create illusions. They like to get groups of people together, because you have to remember, Satan is not more powerful than God. So in order for the enemy to feel like he is more powerful than God, he has to have more manpower. You see, it's so easy for man to be moved and persuaded and ruled by Satan, because Satan is aware that man is weak when it comes to temptation, male or female. So it is so easy for the enemy to grab large amounts of people and take them in. He can change your mind so quickly. And that is because he knows the flaws of all mankind. So when you see a chosen one, a light, an actual archangel, an actual earth angel, an actual child of God, a daughter of heaven, you're not going to see a lot of people. You're not going to see a lot of support in the physical, but spiritually, energetically, intuitively, in distance, those who are at great distances, that's where you'll see it. You'll see like a world support, a world love, a universal hug, a huge thing, a whole ordeal about someone like me. But you see, that is the thing and the reason why the devil is so jealous and so envious of me. And a lot of people didn't realize that when they decided to play that game with him, they didn't identify this game as the game of Satan, or the game of life and death, or the game of heaven and hell. They didn't realize what they were getting themselves involved in. So you had a lot of people trying to persuade the chosen to choose the devil. And they were proud and they were upset when you said no. Hallelujah. They were proud in the beginning, and then they were extremely upset in the end. Because these people knew, a lot of people knew that they intentionally wanted you to choose Satan. Some people had no idea what was going on. But remember, mankind is weak when it comes to temptation, and that is the devil's strength. So a lot of people around you guys, from your family members, your friends, your coworkers, your people in your neighborhood, your people, random strangers, people online, a lot of people did not know the game that they were really playing because they weren't told. But that is the thing about life. Because you have a Decepticon that wasn't told what was going on, and they were blind to the truth, but they loved the game until the truth became revealed. You have the chosen one, blind, not knowing the game, same way as the Decepticon. But the chosen one is victorious in the situation because the chosen one had faith and did not have to see the truth. The truth had been revealed within. Listen, in life, you're all going to be tested. So when these Decepticons come around you and they come into your life to distract you, listen, let me tell you guys something. I have unnecessary text messages come into my phone every day, full of Decepticon energy. And it's like in my mind, I'm just like, everything about heaven right now is just a big celebration. Because we all know what's going on. We all know. So it's just like, well, let's see. It's like yawn, like how long is this going to go on? Because the effects that people want you to feel is not going to happen when you are who you say you are. You see, individuals are trying to find God. You already have God. You are already in the family. So if you do read a Bible, or if you've ever read it, read the stories, really pay attention. Whether it's the book of Job, David, you're reading about David and Goliath, you're reading about the envy of Cain and Abel, you're reading about the envious story of I believe it was it Jacob? Esau. It doesn't matter which one you're reading. You're going to see stories of envy, hate, and jealousy against the righteous ones. And see, people are actually doing this today. Like, this is actually happening right now. See, you people are waiting for a movie like Hollywood style crazy moment in time where the Bible starts to play out. That is why you don't believe in the truth that you hear and see right now. Because you're looking for glamour. But if you really go back and you really read the Bible, you will see everything playing out exactly the same way, just with new faces, new scenarios, new tests, new lessons, new times. And in the face of someone who actually had everything in the world to do with all the stories you know. Can you believe that? The problem is you don't believe it. So you do what you do. But where do you think you're going to end up? Don't worry, I will wait. Because this is not about, it's not about your friends and who you grew up with to do what you do. I have major companies and corporations right now who target me for no reason, taking away certain things from me, and all I'm trying to do is feed myself. I did not ask to be who I am. So a lot of people may look at me as a muse of inspiration, and that is appropriate to say that. But that is not all, and that is not why. It doesn't stop there. It's bigger than that. Because when you are chosen, you are going to inspire a lot of people naturally, no matter what you do. But see, people are so busy trying to pick apart your life. Right now, there's a lot of people who are stuck on my past that I totally forgot about. I totally forgot about so many things that I've moved past centuries ago. It feels like, you see, when you're really a goddess, you have full control over life's events. Even if it is something unpleasant, even if it is something unfortunate, you will always know where to go back to in those times. You'll always reconnect with your family of heaven. You'll always know to connect back to God. Okay? No matter what wickedness comes your way. There's so many people working against me in the dark. A lot of people may wonder why I don't have this, why I don't have that, why this, why that, why this, why that. You know why? Because the enemy is sneaky. Very sneaky. The blackest reptile in the desert, the darkest, the most evil. Because the enemy has creature-like ways where his soul is so ugly, so impure, because he became who he is right now because of jealousy, hating his own brother and his sister. The story untold. You're envious about that, and you keep getting upset about it. Instead of just looking at it like, I need to change something. I need to stop being this way. I could be loved. I could have been loved. But instead I wanted to go right into God's vicinity, God's area, energy. I wanted to do magic on God. I wanted to manipulate God. I wanted to get inside of God's mind. I wanted to fabricate the story. I wanted to change the story. So that I could be the one. I didn't want my brother to be the one. Satan was an archangel too. So I'm envious. I don't have any confidence because why is it that they are the ones that's, so special? Why did God choose all the other ones and not me? See, that was based off of sensitivity, being emotional, having a hard time with authority, and ego. But you shouldn't try to, you never know how beautiful things could be if you just really humble yourself before God. You never know how things could have turned out in that situation. But you see, just like the enemy chose to X himself out of heaven, that's how a lot of you guys did. A lot of people did. Because not all my listeners are like that. Some of you guys are actually my good old buddies and pals. Some of you guys are my favorite people in the world right now. I promise. I love a lot of people. I love a lot of people right now. I really love you guys right now. I have a lot of support to show a lot of people right now. It's too many people for me to even try to give a description of the people that I really appreciate and I really, really love, But something else that you'll notice with Decepticon energy, guys? Even the people that like you, even the people that are inspired by you, even the people that help you or support you, they too have a hard time with wrapping their mind around everything that's going on right now too. But with my good heart, I show a lot of forgiveness for that. And I know where it's coming from. Some of them, they can't believe it. It's like extraordinary. Some of them, it's just because it's a skin color thing. Because my skin is darker. For some of them, it's just a power thing. Because they have already been living their life and they're like 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and they're like a millionaire or they're like a billionaire or something like that already. And they've already worked hard and built their career up already. So to see me being actually the daughter of God and actually have blessings or try to get all of my blessings, it intimidates them and it worries them and they hate it and it makes them feel small. There's also like some of them who support you, right, to your face, but they get with others behind your back. They text about you a lot, often. Listen, you guys, these Decepticons, they text about you a lot. They call people, talk about you a lot. They create things. This is all a part of a demonic movement. Okay? It's a demonic movement because, see, people had the wrong impression of ancient Egypt. People didn't realize really what was going on in ancient Egypt because a lot of people did not know what was going on in ancient Egypt. Just really the Egyptians knew, the Cometians knew. So, and the Nubians knew. But see, everybody else, they didn't know. All they saw was just like, what is this weird, why do they have incense and these rocks everywhere? And like, why are they all praying all at one time? That's what a lot of them didn't know about us either. We had, quote unquote, church, a mass. And every single person had to be there and every single person had to pray. Everybody. And I mean everybody. Because if you weren't, you were immediately cast out because your obedience to God wasn't there. You see, when you actually are in control of things, you don't have to fabricate anything. It is not about control for a child of God. See, a child of God doesn't let power go to their head because the power is not how individuals identify power. It's not about who you can boss around to a child of God. What it is about is the responsibility. See, when you start looking at it as a responsibility, then you scare a lot of Decepticons off when you say that, because a lot of Decepticons don't want to do the work. They don't want to have to go to God constantly. They don't want to have to pray without ceasing. They don't want to have to commit to the actual spirituality of whatever it is that they're fighting against in a spiritual warfare. They don't want to have to apologize when they don't feel like it. They don't want to have to forgive people when they want everyone to just disappear. They don't want to have to not make that happen and hold something inside of themselves to just like be able to keep the world going around right now. They don't want to have to give people opportunities to be successful, to make money, to eat off of them, off of their energy, and still commit to a higher order. See, everyone wants to be a queen, a goddess, a god, a king, a boss, a millionaire, a billionaire. Everybody wants to run something. Everybody has this big ego. Thank you for social media, because without social media, a lot of people wouldn't be like that. But we all love social media. I do too. It's actually a great accomplishment, being that we're in 2024 right now. So I like it. A lot of people like it. But that has allowed people to be outside of themselves. They don't know who they really are anymore. And a lot of these Decepticons will put down you for being a believer because they're not believers. The only thing they believe in are attention, getting attention from social media and things like that, and like trying to put faces on and do you guys know that right now I am seeing people be so challenged by the energy that's present, how God is walking this earth right now, and how God is moving right now, and how God is like helping people and like moving and shifting the energy. I have seen so many Decepticons try to stand in that same energy and try to be that same light and try to put on certain clothes, like little clothing and little like Halloween costumes to look like that's what they really are. Do you know how many people's captions I have just so happened to come across, and they speak with such confidence like that is exactly where they came from, heaven, or that they are really Egyptian, or that they are really telling you the truth, or that they're me, or that they're another chosen one, or another chosen one, or my other chosen cousin, and my other chosen brother, my other chosen sister, my other chosen aunt, my other we are a family. I have everyone with me that I need. Spiritually, I know how to identify my people, my tribe. I know where they are. I know how to find them. Don't you see? I know exactly how to locate them. I know exactly what's going on with all of them. And the biggest thing about it is I do not have to look for anything. I don't have to follow anyone on social media to know how to connect. And a lot of things that I say here on my channel, a lot of things that I say in general, a lot of things that I do in my life are not intentionally being guided to target or to affect certain specific individuals unless I make it that way. Other than that, I'm really just living my life. But it is going to hit you, intimidate some of these Decepticons. It's going to trigger these Decepticons. It's going to put these Decepticons in a frenzy. It's going to make these Decepticons feel like you are a bad person because you make them feel small, or you're a bad person because something you said just made them feel a way about you. But the whole time, You meant no harm. And it's a fine line between being a healer and a leader. You see, a lot of people just want to dumb this down and equate this to just be a healer then. And then you think, okay, well, what does that mean? Soft, delicate, and not saying anything. But your birthright is more. You are a leader. And when you're a leader, what does that mean? You have to be a guide. You have to move people in the right direction. You have to be the voice of God on earth. You see, everybody says that they are like a vessel of God. Everybody wants to be. But what happens when you're the real thing and you actually really use the gift? What happens then when the vessel is actually real? And these are actual words from God. What happens with that? They grow more envious. They grow more hate. They get more bothered with all these bottled up emotions and aggression. And all of this just comes exploding, like it just comes out. It eats people up. And instead of people just focusing on their own little life, doing their own little things, and just being great in the world and being successful and having an amazing life and just being good and everything is okay and it's just beautiful, right? A lot of people are like that. A lot of people are good people, and I know some of them, and I love them. As a matter of fact, I have nothing but love and support. All of that with these people. I love it. But there's those damn Decepticons that it kills them. It eats their insides alive. To know that there is a real communicator of heaven. This is the real thing. So, going back to the meaning of Decepticon, remember, it is someone who's already possessed by a demon. They're already under that possession. They're already marked by Satan. You understand? So, their job is to do everything malicious towards you, because quickly and easily when they decided to get on that team to go against you, chosen one, they didn't realize how big that decision really was. That decision was big. That decision determined heaven and hell for a lot of people. So don't let your ego and your pride get so big that you don't realize what's going on. And this is how you tell the difference. Another way that you can tell, you see a good person who really does love God and who is about the people and is a humanitarian and is for the good of the people. A person like this will show no signs of racism, will embrace everybody the same, no matter who your skin color is. A good person like this will be unbothered and out of the way. Like if there's no problem, is not going to be a problem. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. But the minute you create this chaos for a peaceful, angelic soul who is really here, a descendant of heaven, when you do that, unfortunately, God's wrath comes out. You can be challenged by Satan all you want to be, but there is no wrath like the wrath of God. See, the enemy cannot be bigger than God, cannot do more than God, cannot be more powerful than God, cannot speak more knowledge than God, cannot persuade more people than God. Hallelujah. Cannot take over more minds than God. My God. Cannot hurt and trap more souls than God's saving souls. Do you understand? Focus on how are you going to leave your legacy with your children, with your families, with your friends, with your, what good are you doing? And I'm not talking about the fakeness of it all. You see, that's the problem. People are so busy trying to bring down the chosen one that they're not realizing that when they go around other people and they fake their life and try to seem like this good Samaritan. Oh, I gave clothes away last week. Okay, what do you want? What do you want for that? What do you want God to do for you for that? Because remember, you're going to turn around tomorrow and go right back into his child's face and try to make a mockery of, try to disrespect, try to hurt and harm. You really think you're going to get anything good back? You can't be half and half when it comes to your soul, because God knows all souls. So it's either you're going to be really good or really bad. And if you go against the good because you want to be big and bad, your wrath is specially designed for you. So when that day comes, when it's time to stop playing the games, you'll see. All right. So that's just some things that I wanted to say to you guys. Oh, Lord, thank you, Father. These words are just, you guys, I have no control over this. Like, this is just really channeling, and it really is like messages coming from God that I just have to say. I know that I should be in somebody's church. I know that I should probably be in a temple right now. I know. I feel that. I feel the Spirit of God moving through me, and I know that I am that Spirit. I know. But listen to me. A church can't contain the kind of work that I was sent here to do. I have to speak to all of you. And that's all I have. God bless.